All right, guys, we are back. Fitness Profit Multiplier here, Anthony and Jimmy. And today we're going to be discussing what not to do with organic marketing and your social media. Because I can guarantee if you're doing this one thing, you're not going to get any clients. In fact, you might get a lot more hate than you actually do clients. And remember, the goal of everything that we teach you guys is put more money in your pocket. That is the most important thing. You, as this business owner, deserve to make as much as you can from putting your neck out there every day and having a facility, having people come in. So you deserve to live the life that you want to live. And we're going to teach you how to do that. So social media. All right, we all do it, right? I grew my gym to almost 7 figures just doing organic things, right? Just posting online and things like that. But what not to do? And I'm going to tell you guys because I don't want you guys to be that gym owner. But how many of us out there, we're into fitness. We all look good. We're in shape. We lift a lot of weight. So we take a picture of ourselves in the mirror. We pop up the shirt and we're like, there it is. Take that selfie picture, post it up. You're like, I'm going to get so many clients from this picture. And then crickets, nothing. People look at you. Maybe they do admire your physique and they admire your body. Maybe you had a transformation and they admire that. But one thing that you guys got to remember is that people are very, very selfish. And not in a bad way, but people only care about themselves. So you posting a selfie of yourself is, oh, look, it's easy for him. Scroll. Oh, look, he's a gym owner. He's a personal trainer. Scroll. It's not what you want. But if you post a transformation picture of Mrs. Jones, who's your target demographic client, oh, look at that lady. What is her story? They read the story. Yeah, this is interesting. They click your page. They scroll through. They see Mrs. Jones maybe pushing a sled. They see Mrs. Jones, who's just like them, doing things that they didn't think was possible. Like, I'm interested in this. I'm going to click through. But if they happen to like the selfie of you in the mirror showing your abs and they click it and your whole entire page is you lifting heavy weights, and I'm a powerlifter, I could say this. If I post up a video of me deadlifting 500, 600 pounds, my target client's like, he's young. Scroll. So Jimmy, I know you're guilty of this, man, because I've seen your pictures of your biceps, your abs. I've seen you post it all the time. So how did that work out for you, man?
Am I guilty of it? I can think of a couple other gym owners that may be more guilty than I am, but you have to enter the conversation that's happening in your client's mind, right? And the conversation that is happening in your client's mind, for the most part, and one offshoot, guys, you're not Chris Bumstead. You're not, an influencer. You're not one of these fitness models or one of these guys, right? You're not one of these people that's pushing your message out to the masses and telling everybody that, like, look at me, you can buy my supplement. Yeah. Look at me, get my training program. You're not trying to attract an 18 to 25-year-old male, right? That's not your demo. If that's your demo and you're online, then those shirtless photos, that bodybuilding, all that stuff is great. That lifting heavy weights and all that kind of stuff, because those guys want to look at that. They want to look like that. But when you're in small group personal training or boot camp fitness that's local, a majority of your members are not you. Your members are a 45-year-old female, typically, that's had some injuries, that maybe has never worked out before in their life. And in high school, they got bullied and teased by people that look like you, right?
Yep.
So the more you push that persona of you being this alpha, hardcore bodybuilder, power lifter, chicken and broccoli, Tupperware meals, all this stuff that is a bodybuilder.
All the stuff that Jimmy does every day.
Yeah, all the stuff I do every day. Yeah. So that's not going to attract your client. So, and Anthony talks about it on social media posting, but we also want to talk about your website, right? Because a lot of guys will post like a picture of themselves that's like, oh, look at me look at my abs, look at how fit I am, all this stuff. And that doesn't enter the conversation happening in your client's mind. Because the conversation that's happening in your client's mind is not, I'm trying to get a six pack. The conversation that's happening is, I want to be able to hold my grandkids. I want to be able to go on that hike without slowing my family down. I want to be able to actually go into the grocery store and be proud of the physique that I'm presenting to people with clothes on, right? Like, I want to be capable. I want to be able to do yard work without problems, right? These are the things that your client wants. They don't want that ripped physique and all this kind of stuff. Every now and then you get a client that really gloms onto your program and does that kind of thing, and you have this amazing transformation, and you want to post about that stuff because that's somebody that you've changed from where they started to where they are now. Like, if you have a guy that lost 40 pounds now has a six pack, great, awesome, post that stuff. That's social proof, right? But you yourself,
that's different. Yeah, it's different.
That's different. You yourself being fit, and you yourself posting your ab shots on the beach, or your, how much you're bicep curling or how much you're deadlifting or whatever. It's okay for your personal profile on like social media, but your business should have nothing to do with that. Because your business, the people that are attracted to your business, that turns them off. That's going to drop the amount of people that submit on your website. They want to see real pictures of real people in your facility doing the things that they want to do. And maybe somebody that's in a little bit better shape than them and is a little bit younger than them. That's what you want. You don't want, a 45-year-old, like, think about your mom or your grandmother. What are they going to want to see? Where are you going to want them to go? You're not going to want them to go to a facility where a guy's got his shirt off and it looks like a Chippendales, right? That's not what you want. You want them to go to a guy who's educated and can help other people just like her, right? So it's a huge faux pas in the industry. A lot of guys start out doing this stuff and say, look at me, look at my shirtless pic, look at how fit I am. Oh, follow my program and you can look like this. And they know damn well that they're not going to get their clients to look like that, because that's lifestyle dedication beyond what the general person is going to do, right? Mm-hmm. And that's your life, and you love that, and that's great. But keep that to yourself. It's not about, your business is not about that. Your business is about what you can do for your ideal client.
You have to make your social media for the client that you're going after. So if your target demographic is that mom who's 45 years old, your social media has to speak to that person. It can't speak to Jimmy. So a lot of trainers, when they write their posts and they put things out there, they're talking to other trainers. Oh, this form of exercise is probably the best form of exercise because of the angle of pull and this. Your client doesn't care about that. Like Jimmy mentioned earlier, your client cares about picking up their grandkids, having more energy during the day, not being embarrassed of the way she looks. That's what she cares about. She doesn't care about what exercise she does. She doesn't even want to exercise. She only cares about getting those results. So you have to talk to that, because if you talk to the exercises that they're going to do and the X's and O's and show everybody how smart you are, they don't care. They do not care. Guys, I get a lot of bookings organically from my social media, and I never once talk about what they're going to do in the gym, how many macros they're going to eat. I never say anything like that. I just speak to where they want to go. And that's what has helped me to grow my business so fast, because I'm talking directly to them and I'm making them take the action to actually follow through. I'm not giving them, oh, look, this guy's in really good shape. Because what are they going to say? Yeah, of course he's in good shape. He's a gym owner. Of course, I'd be in shape like that too if all I did was work out in the gym all day. They don't understand the level of dedication that it actually takes to get the six pack. All they care about is, oh, it's easy for him. Scroll, not relatable. Scroll. And that same person who you want to come to your gym is going to scroll past you and click that Orange Theory ad or another ad, because that's what's going to relate more to them. So it's your job to educate them on what they need and speak to them at that level for them to come to you. So that's the one thing that you gotta remember. If you're posting pictures of you with your shirt off holding a kettlebell, that's not gonna attract the right type of client for you. And again, the goal of this is to make sure that you are as profitable as possible. And you're gonna be as profitable as possible by speaking directly to your target client. I guess the most important thing is you should know who your target client actually is. Some gyms don't. So I would suggest looking around the gym, say, okay, who's been with me the longest, who spends the most with me, and who gets the best results. Combine those three, that's your target demographic of person that you're trying to get into your gym. Not the person who you like most or this or that, the person who fits kind of those qualities. Because again, if you're
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
If you're struggling to figure out who your ideal client is, and you've got a lot of turnover in your facility, your retention rate's really low, you can't quite break past some of these lower numbers like 10 or 20 grand a month in top line. The easiest way to set a target demographic is to set it based on the standards of the research and who actually participates in personal training, right?
Yep.
That's why we always talk about the 45-year-old female, right? The 45-year-old female, people that are over 40 have more disposable income, right? They're in more pain. They've gained weight over time. They've already had kids, right? They're now in a place in their life where they can afford it and they want to do it, right? If your target market, if you decide and you're running a small group personal training facility or a boot camp facility, and you decide that your target market is 18 to 25-year-old males, forget about it, right?
You're in big trouble.
You're in big trouble. You need to go do the box gym thing, have a key card access where people are just coming in to trash your gym, right? Like, and your fees are going to be very, very low and you're going to have a huge headache and you're going to need thousands of members to make ends meet, right? So that should not be your target demographic, right? If you want to do youth athletic performance, we did that for a while, right? The retention rate's really low, right? They have seasonal stuff, the other things are happening. So if you want a profitable business that's going to print money like an ATM and give you the life that you want, I would strongly recommend, and I'm not telling you what to do with your business because you have to love it and it's your passion, but I would strongly recommend, if not the entirety main focus of your business, at least a big part of it is women over 40, right? Burn that into your brain. What in your gym is going to turn off a woman over 40? What on your website, what in your social media will turn off a woman over 40? And if you don't know, ask them, talk to them, talk to the women in your life. What do they want to see? What's going to work well for them to get them into the facility? Okay. Because that's then going to get you into the conversation that they're having in their mind, and ask them, what's the biggest thing you struggle with? What would prevent you from working on your fitness, right? What are your goals? What do you want with your fitness? What are you struggling with right now, right? Ask them those things and you can craft your message to speak to that person.
And your target client is always going to move. So for us right now, like we focus mainly between 35 and 60. That's like our range. Mm-hmm. But recently what we found is that we've been losing a lot of clients lately who are in that like lower tier, like 30, 35, because they're having kids. So they already have their first kid when they come to us, and then they start working out and they get pregnant with the second one. When they get pregnant with the second one, what happens? They go on pause, they take time off, and that whole cycle. So what we're finding is we're actually trying to walk that thing up a little bit to around that 40 to 60 range is really where we need to be, because we don't want to deal with the person who's going to get not that we don't want to deal with the person but we found that again, they're going to get pregnant again. They're not going to stick as long as we want them to. So by going to someone who's in that 40 range, they're already done having kids. So we don't have to worry about them. Or even people who are younger than 40, what are they going to do? Daycares, the kids are off, they're off, they're going to go pause, they're going to hold. So these are things that also play a part in it. And remember too, guys, we're talking about, okay, making your website, making your social media, toward that target person. Are you going to get people outside of that? Yes, absolutely. You're going to. It's just what happens. Is even if you wrote, and I've done this before, I literally wrote on my website 40 plus. And I still get people who are younger than 40 contact us, because I actually try to stay away from people who are under 30 from contacting us, especially like in their 20s. Like, I don't want to be like, if somebody's mom's going to pay for it, like I try to stay away from that, because again, they're not going to stick as long term. So you have to remember that your target demographic may change over time. So we're shifting right now to aim more to that 40 to 60 range. And maybe it will even be that 45 to 60 range for us. You have to kind of find that range for you. But again, I think that that's just important that you guys just don't post selfie pictures unless you're trying to attract people like you. And remember, people like you are going to need something different than what you have available to you to give out to people. And again, if that's the case, like you mentioned, there's, you know, Chris Bumstead and all those other people, they're targeting a certain amount of people to sell those products to. So unless you're Chris Bumstead, then that's not going to work for you.
No, especially not in a local market. And a lot of our clients, don't be afraid of training the 60 plus people, right?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it. We have plenty of people in our facility that are over 60. And if you're a new gym owner right now, you might be thinking, oh, well, I didn't get into this industry to train geriatric people and da-da-da-da-da-da, right? They appreciate you so much more than anybody else.
They do.
They pay on time and they stay with you for a very long period of time, right? Because that's their social hour. Yeah.
One of my best clients, I've been with him. He's been with me for like 7 years now at this point. He's 67. And when he came to me, he couldn't deadlift anything. He's deadlifting over 400 pounds now. He's 67. So it just goes to show that they are the best. They are the best. Initially, I would say they're a little bit harder to get because they've been beat up before. You know, things have happened to them in the past. They have other injuries. So you have to, again, it's all about how you're speaking to people. And Jimmy does a really good job with that demographic of people where he kind of rehabilitates their injuries. So that's like his shtick.
Yeah.
So that's why he can say that. So maybe you're a meathead and you don't have that. Then, you know, you have to kind of play to your strengths and then you kind of would work toward that area. Yeah. Maybe later on you get comfortable training somebody like that. You never know.
But older, 40 plus is probably where you want to be. Female is where you want to start.
Definitely. All right, guys, if you are interested in putting more money in your pocket, just click that link below. You'll find the link to our website and our email address. If you're interested in actually working with us, just send us over an email. We'll get back to you. We'll explain to you how we can help you get to that next level, put more money in your pocket. But Anthony and Jimmy, and we're out.